Boyd Broncos put up a good fight on the road against state number 1 Allen. They end up on the losing end 49-26. I'm joined by their head coach Don Drake. And Coach, it was a good game through 3 quarters. This was as tight as can be. You let them get off to the lead. You closed the gap. When in the end was the difference between your team and Allen?
Well, Allen made a few more plays than we did, and that's kind of what we told the kids is we made a few mistakes and didn't take advantage of a few opportunities that I thought we had offensively to create some plays, particularly early in the first half. And they made some plays, and that was the difference in the game. I thought our kids played really hard. I thought we played really physical. But you've got to play really, really well when you play that level of competition. And, if you create minimal mistakes, you open the door for them to take advantage of them. And I think at the end of the day, that's essentially what happened.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights right now from this McKinney Boyd Allen game. It was an entertaining game, to say the least. In the first quarter, Dedrick Scrivens gets you started right with this big 43-yard run.
Yeah, it was great. We were doing a lot of mixing the run and the pass. That was, I think, Dedrick's second carry of the night. Broke it open in the middle. I thought our offensive line did a great job Friday night, opening some holes for us in the run game. I think Dedrick ended up rushing for 124 yards on the night, and so that was pretty impressive. And just did a great job up front.
Early on, you had a couple of drives into Allen territory, and you were just in that situation where it's too far for a field goal, too close to punt it, and you just weren't able to get those couple of fourth down conversions. How key did those end up being in the end?
Well, that was critical, and that's kind of what I was alluding to a minute ago when I was talking about some plays we needed to make in the first half. I thought we had a couple of opportunities there to make some plays in those field position situations that if we had, we might have been able to tack some more points on the board early, We got the game back to 14-7. They scored right before the half to make that a 14-point game, and I was proud of the fact the way kids battled back in the third quarter and got us back into that 28-20 score, and gave us a chance to be in the ball game there in the third quarter.
We saw a little bit ago Kyler Murray throw an interception. He had, I believe, 3 picks going into this game, and you caused him to throw 2 turnovers. Why was your defense able to frustrate him?
Well, I think our kids did a pretty good job in the back end of, covering the routes, breaking to those routes when we needed to. We took away a lot of their quick throws, so it was forcing them to throw the ball down the field a little more, which the ball's in the air a little longer. So you got a chance to break on the football and create some plays, which our kids were able to do. The ones that hurt us particularly was because Murray he's able to buy so much time because he's such an athletic kid in the pocket that, eventually you can't cover him forever, right? And so he was able to buy some time and make some throws that created some big play opportunities for them.
Curtis Ladd throwing a couple of nice passes on this drive. Slater Brown had a good game at receiver, and you're going to punch it in here. This is in the second half to put it back to 2013. That was a Scrivens touchdown run, and a little bit later on, or actually that's the first touchdown that you scored. The second one was going to come later on, but that was Scrivens with the touchdown. Defense playing well on the goal line there. Your offense in the third quarter, back-to-back scoring drives. Why in the third quarter were you able to have so much success against Allen? Were they starting to get tired, that Allen defense?
Well, I don't know what the difference was. We had a couple of, they had a couple of penalties there that obviously helped us out when we got down there in the red zone. But I thought our kids had executed pretty well for the majority of the game. Again, we just got into a couple of situations there early in the game where we didn't make a play that we needed to make, and then in the third quarter we were able to make some of those plays and put the ball into the end zone and close that gap.
This guy Malik Bozeman with the touchdown there on the 94-yard touchdown reception was really critical for you in this game. You recover the onside kick, and at the end of this drive, Malik's going to punch it in for a touchdown run. Yeah,
it was huge. They had scored to start the third quarter, and we went down 28-7. We really needed something positive to happen. That 94-yarder put us back within a 2-score lead. We kicked the onside. Robert Norton recovered it. We punched the ball in, cut it to a 1-score game. So I was really proud of the kids' resiliency and being willing to fight back, because, again, you're in that situation where at 28-7 against a really quality football team that our kids could have said, well, this thing's over, but they kept competing, and it gave themselves an opportunity to get back into the game.
So now you're within 1 score. The team has so much belief at this point. Allen came back on a 3rd and 12. They got one of those big pass plays, a 55-yard play that set up a 1-yard touchdown run at the goal line by Kyler Murray. That gave them the 15-point lead and eventually gave them the buffer that they needed to win this game. Frustrating, obviously, to let them convert on a 3rd and 12, but for the most part in this game, Your team did things against Allen that no other team we've really seen all season long do against them.
Yeah, again, I thought our kids played hard. I thought we played very physical. They went out and did what we asked them to do in terms of competing, for 4 quarters. We came up a little short. At the end of the day, that it came down to us needing to make a few more plays. Allen made them. Allen wins the football game. But our kids, I thought, did a great job in competition in a great environment. It was an awesome experience. I think we gave them a pretty good run there. We just got to continue to keep getting better, and that's what we tell the kids all the time. It's not about the opponent that we play. It's about us and making sure that we go and compete at the level that we're capable of, and we eliminate mistakes and give ourselves an opportunity to go win a game like that.
Curtis Ladd has a nice particular run on this play. He's going to set up his own touchdown run later on this drive. Curtis ran for 71 yards in this game. Dedrick ran for 124. You've really started to put together one of the most dangerous rushing attacks in 5A.
Well, we feel pretty good about our running game right now. There's Malik there coming in, and he did a good job carrying the football for us as well. But we feel pretty good about our running game. Our guys up front are doing a great job. I think what we've been able to do, mixing the run and the pass, has helped us a little bit too, because we're taking some pressure off our running game, and so then when we go to it, it creates some running lanes for us as well. So just been really proud of offensively what we've been able to do for the majority of the year.
At the end of this game, the Allen quarterback, Kyler Murray, had 330 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he only ran the ball for 49 yards in this game, so he limited his ability to scramble. But as you said earlier, I talked to Coach Jeff Smith. They're preparing for Allen this week. He's like the Giant Manziel version in high school football because of his ability to extend those plays, and with all those shifting moves, it just buys so much time that you can't possibly cover receivers for longer than 8 seconds.
Exactly. You're in that dilemma of you need to get pressure on him, but you can't let him break pocket because he hurts you so effectively with his feet. So you've got to be able to rush and contain, and that's not an easy thing to do. We had some opportunities the other night where we were coming with the blitz, or we had a great rush, and he was able to spin out of it and create some plays with his feet. So you've got to be careful about how you do that. Again, he did a great job of getting away from some of that pressure and creating some of those plays down the field. The 330 yards passing he had, several of those were big throws, down the field, like the 55-yarder that you mentioned that he had on the 3rd and 12. So, overall, I thought our kids, again, they competed. We've got to be able to make some of those plays. That's the difference in the game. If we get a sack right there, we keep him contained, make him throw it away, who knows how the result might be. But at the end of the day, they made those plays and we didn't. So that's why they're the #1 team in the state. That's why we got to go back to work and keep trying to get to that level.
You now prepare this week for Plano East. It's another short week. You're playing on a Thursday night, and it's going to be on Halloween night as well. And that, in one way, it's going to probably turn out the fans, and they're going to be wearing costumes and really into the game. But it's also Halloween. It's, there's going to be all sorts of monsters and witches in the stands. Is that kind of dangerous? Are you scared about that?
Well, it's senior night for us as well, so it's going to be a really special night for our senior kids. It'll be their last night to play in Ron Post Stadium, most likely. And so, with it being senior night and Halloween, and obviously it's a huge game for us. I mean, we've played Plano East 3 times in the history of our program. We have yet to be able to get a win, and I've told the guys we were in this same position last year where we had been 2-0 against the Plano schools, and we came into Plano East, felt like we had a great opportunity to go run the table in Plano and win all 3, and we fell short of that. So we need to go get this victory. We need to beat Plano East. We need to secure a playoff spot for ourselves and be able to move forward.
How is your defense in this game? Because Plano East, they're an up-tempo team. That's their mantra. What on defense do you do in the week of preparation to prepare for that up-tempo, to have the stamina to be able to run consecutive plays without subbing out?
Well, and it's not the first time that we've seen it. Now, it's probably not at the pace every play like they like to do. So obviously getting lined up, getting the signal from our sideline, being able to line up and effectively play our coverage and play our call the way that we need to is going to be paramount. Some of that's going to kind of be an adjustment as we get into the ball game, because you never really know how fast they're going until you line up and you play against them. But we'll practice that in practice. We've worked it. It's something that we've talked about and we've worked throughout the course of the year up until this point. So we'll just have to see how fast is it really once we get out there on Friday night, and then be able to adjust well in terms of us getting the signal in on time, the kids getting lined up and understand what they've got to do.
Well, Coach, it should be a fun game and a great atmosphere. Good luck against Plano East on Thursday.
Thank you.
7 o'clock kickoff on Thursday, Halloween night. Plano East comes into the game 1-2 in the district. They need a win to try and keep their playoff hopes alive. If McKinney Boyd wins, they clinch another playoff berth. Once again, we bid adieu here on Sports Talk. This week, McKinney Boyd battles Plano East at home on Halloween night. North looks to protect their house against Wiley East, and McKinney takes on Juggernaut Salin. We'll return next week to find out if a McKinney ISD football team has clinched a postseason berth. Until then, from all of us here at Sports Talk, I'm Tyler Sloan. Have a happy Halloween.